miro quien queda, miro tele queda, miro quien queda, miro tele queda. Ya luego añuti ni huya bere petaro megi, ni korom huya loyo megi, ni yamodiri huya karo megi, ni apoya mi huya loyo megi. Ya komoda bila bila jai na bere polino atwinya twinya. Ya komoda bila bila jai na bere polino atwinya twinya. Rasta tipino bin me you man tipino bin me te. Rasta tipino bin me you man tipino bin me te. Bin kenye kenye no way baby kwele kwele. Baby yege yege no way baby kenye kenye. Baby jale ay chorone bin yankin mama we yero wonwam yukuru kabi koi agoi ka do training ka fonye we change wordano bi ngomana.
Because they know. And you said that he built this school? No, it is not true. So those are the things we should look out for. Let us be sincere and bring out the people indeed who have made a significant contribution. Because that committee is a very serious committee. That is why I have even brought them here for you to know. It is very balanced. It has a presentation from the north, from the east, from, because these people are, they know at least a number of people. But when they are not sure, we also go back and do for them that background check for them to be sure. We have to be sure that the people, because you see sometimes when these names are being read, because much as sometimes you are watertight and you ensure that you are trying to do something, somehow they are not at the back of our hands, in fact that we can now recommend people appropriately. And the other area that I wanted us to appreciate, the legal and policy framework, we are denying ourselves for pushing for nationalism. Because there are people who have gone out of their way, like I said earlier, to actually serve this country. And they are there. It's really for us, we have really served. But how come these honors never even touch us in one way or another? And indeed they are saying it. But how do they get there? We shouldn't make it like it is something, because it is open. So we have that eligibility criteria, which is one thing is that somebody has changed status. As simple as that. You cannot continue treating this medalist as an ordinary person. That one, please just know. When the medalists get these medals, because we are the ones again who have, we are appreciating them. So as an honor, let us honor them. For instance, when they visit public amenities like hospitals, when they come to our offices, we give them first priority, even if there is a queue. One time I was in Moya, and then the RDC said that, I had just gone to report, because that was not his first station. But previously where he was, he said the nurse came and picked him from the queue. But that time on his coat, he has put on his smaller miniature of the medal. I said, I've not even met all these people to know that I'm the RDC. Why is this person picking me from the queue? And he told him that because you're medalist. So he said, so this is how he went and said, you come and see the doctor, he's starting with you. Yet he had found some other people seated. So, DHO, whoever is here representing, for me, the next time you hear me, I may be on radio about you, says Stacy. But they are doing for us that job. Tell these people in the health sector that these people should be given that kind of, like you have seen the minister walking in, IPP, treatment, that is it. Secondly, in all, not only in health centers, but even when they come to our offices, and they tell you that, somebody tells you, the medalist here. Take time to see what they want, and then explain to these ones that I have to first call this gentleman. That is why I encourage people to put on your medals. For me, these officers in uniform cannot come to the Chancellor when they are putting on their medals, and I make them sit there. I'm not addressing them because they're in their uniforms, no. But because what maybe that person is a medalist, even a civilian. Okay? So let us have that. That is
In relation to what you have said, I want to say it please of how important this medal is. I was working in Lady District. There is a museum here called Otonde Silver. The man has a medal, and every time there's a national function, he puts on yellow throughout. And he has his medals, and he has all those entitlements, medals he gets. Whenever there's a national function and the president is there, whereas the SFC are like what, he's always in the front there, nobody stops him. And because of all those courage, he was even one day a guy in the General Hospital. He's old enough, but they are going to be beautiful. And he likes the job, he's always there. He's still not fair out. Even the function of the president constructed for his home. He has a very good home. So I'm trying to bring this example because he even benefited from that kind of home. Whenever there are recruitments of security forces, he comes there and he has the chance to talk to those in the team. I have my son there, and it depends on him. So I want to say that it is quite important that you must appreciate the importance of recruitment because in the community you are looking different from the others. I also want to appreciate that this message has not gone to us enough. And even under this, people don't know their roles.
The Deputy Mayor of Lira City. I'm really so much delighted to receive this team this afternoon. I, among the rest, and I guess all of us in this house, this is our first time to have such interactions. And we used to think that maybe it was some kind of supernatural selections done to identify the medalists. But at least it brought to our attention that our roles are called for to contribute towards this identification. And I'm so glad that this as an entity, we have departments that profile the community members of distinguished identities right from the grassroots level. So we are not afraid, we shall be in position to produce really the expected and the people that are very much deserving to have these medals. Ladies and gentlemen, it has really been a very elaborate presentation. Much as to me, I was at first I didn't understand exactly what we were going to discuss here. But I'm so blessed to find out that I've well understood it. And
step here.
I'm Hajat Malole Zaminah, Sec.Presidential Awards Committee, Chancellor, Office of the President. I head the Chancellor Department. Today we are here in Lira City, meeting the city leadership on how they have to ensure that they do a good job when it comes to selecting people worthy honored by His Excellency the President. So basically, our major objective was to sensitize them on the national honors and awards, and we have had a good interaction. And of course, this is not our first time to come to Lira City. I was happy to note that the group we have met today is not the group we met previously, according to the RCC, and it was a good group where all the offices from the different sectors within the district were represented. It is my hope that after this sensitization, you shall be able to work together. They will do a good job when it comes to selecting people, because we have had a challenge where sometimes the people who are brought to be presented to the committee for the presidential awards, they end up not being approved because there is a lot that is lacking. So we have been able to take them through what is required, the criteria for selecting those people, and also to sensitize them on the importance of these medals. It's not a matter of somebody getting a medal, but when you get it, it's very important that you protect that honor by continuously exhibiting those good behaviors, making those contributions to the community, because indeed it is those people who have tremendously contributed to this community that end up being awarded and appreciated by His Excellency the President on those different national functions. And we have also taken them through the revocation of these national honors and awards, that indeed, if people misbehave after being honored, the fact that when they are honored, their status changes because they have become very important people in society. Even the treatment becomes different for them. So they should keep that honor because they are role models, they are exemplary. So it is not about getting a medal and that is the end of it. But they have to continuously emulate and be good examples, and even become people who can change the mindsets of others, given what their contribution has been. Because the kind of contributions they make and the ones that are considered by the committee are those ones that have made impact and have brought about change in the various communities. So that was our major message. It was mainly to ensure that the leaders bring out those people indeed who make these outstanding contributions, because they are there. And we have always got complaints that the people they end up sometimes nominating may not people who are worthwhile, who have really made a contribution accordingly. But I'm sure that this time around they are going to do a good job, because the first time when we came, indeed, the people who were nominated from this region, they all got onto the list and they were approved. And we felt that that had made a bit of an impact. So we want more people to be brought such that they are honored for their outstanding contributions to our communities and to our nation.
Wow. Could you kindly just let us know what kind of medals do you give and which category? Just briefly.
We've gone through the different categories of medals because, for instance, when they are nominating and also filling in the forms, because we have certain forms which they have to fill, and they have to be signed off by the RCC, for example, in the city, but in the districts, the RDCs, with some 2 other recommenders. But when they are doing this, they have to nominate people against the kind of achievements, because there are those medals which are supposed to be given to certain categories of people, given what their contributions are, because there are categories of medals for civilians, there are those ones which are for the armed forces, there are those ones for police, and we are amending the act to even include those ones for the prison services. So, of those which are civilians, there are certain types. In that category, there are certain types. For instance, there are those ones that range from the medals which are recommended for heads of state and heads of government. Okay? Then we have those medals like for instance, the Most Excellent Order of the Pearl of Africa. It's a reserve for heads of state and it's heads of government. So we don't expect that maybe because somebody has tremendously contributed and is not a head of state, you are going to rather recommend that kind of medal. They have to recommend these people from an informed point of view. So we also had to go through that because they really wanted to appreciate and understand. Now, for instance, if somebody, for instance, is a farmer or is a teacher and is outstanding in the community there, what kind of medal? We have taken them through those kinds of medal. For instance, like some of the civilian medals, we have the Order of the Source of the Nile, we have the Independence Medal, we have the Narubale Medal. All those ones are civilian medals, but depending on what kind of contribution this person has made. For example, especially those civilians who also contributed and worked along those people who are in the armed struggle. Okay, so there are other categories of medals. We have those ones for the police force. We have the Most Excellent Order of Service, which is given to heads of state in the East African region. We have the second class, okay, also an exemplary order. It is for the IGPs, former, and those ones who are in, who are still serving. So depending on those outstanding services, even others are military, merit medals are for merit. For instance, people who are in service can still get those medals so long as their service is outstanding. And others can be given those ones who have already served and have retired, and even people who are working in the private sector, in the business sector. There are those people who have really contributed in so many ways to the socio-economic transformation of our country. So all the categories of people ranging from those ones in higher positions of service and higher where they have tremendously contributed to the economy of this country, the business community, to teachers, farmers, they are there. So that is the kind of message that we also want our leaders in the community to take out there, because they also have different platforms where they address the people, so that the people can appreciate and know the importance of these medals and even their categorization, and also be able now to recommend people from an informed point of view, such that they don't just recommend, okay, without even weighing the kind of contributions and even seeing whether they are eligible or not. Thank you. Thank you. Because sometimes the leaders are also in the communities are nominated, but in case, for instance, somebody is part of the committee, like now the security committee in the various cities and districts, that person can be advised not to be part of the assessment of the vetting at that level, because the security committee, whatever is coming from the cities or the districts, they sit also and go through these names, because we have been getting complaints that maybe sometimes it's only our officers of the RDCs or RCCs who are bringing forward these names. So to take away that, we have agreed that these committees can bring it as an agenda item during their security meetings, because we cannot have maybe a special sitting, okay? But whenever the names come, they can sit and agree on the kind of list they are going to send to the Chancellor for presentation to the Presidential Awards Committee. So we have told them that if somebody is a member, or they are nominating that day, maybe the chairperson, LOC5, or the mayor, and they feel that that person is outstanding in his work, he shouldn't be part of the committee, to allow these other people to debate and also ensure that there is no conflict of interest of any kind. Yeah.
Nyalwenga nyutini, we are very better.